What's going on, my people, my people, my people? How y'all doing out there today, man? How's everybody doing? Y'all let me know, man, what's going on with y'all today, man. How's everybody doing? Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. How y'all doing out there today, man? Hold on real quick. Let me see something right here. Hey, my name is Aaron. I go by the name of Aaron Real Talk. Thank you thank you guys for joining my Real Talk show, man. I appreciate y'all today, man. I really do. How's everybody doing tonight? See something right quick, y'all. Hold on one second. Give me a second. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. All right, man. How's y'all week been going so far? It's been a good week for me. You know, the weekend is here. I'm ready for it, man. Hopefully everybody's ready for the weekend. I'm excited for it. Today, I want to talk to you guys about, and I've been thinking about this actually. I was thinking about this. Like, did our generation overcorrect with our children? I've been thinking about that. Did our generation overcorrect with our children? I want you guys to leave me a comment. Let me know. What do you think? Did we overcorrect with our children? Did we really do that? I'm trying to pull it up on my phone. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see right quick. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, but I asked that, man, because I think, for a lot of us who struggle with this aspect, there it is. For a lot of us who struggle with this aspect, I look back and I say to myself, sometimes I think we over corrected our children. And what I mean by overcorrecting, like, did we do too much? Did we save them? Did we not let them, hit the hard parts of life and see how hard life is? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm asking, did our generation overcorrect with our children? Because I know for myself, I feel like that sometimes. A lot of us grew up saying, when I have kids, right, I'm going to do it differently. And it's crazy to me, right? Because a lot of adult children I talk to, they say the same thing to me. Now that I have kids, I'm going to do things differently, right? We weren't going to be strict. We were going to listen. We were going to explain ourselves. We wanted our children to be able to talk to us. And I think a lot of us parents went through that. We experienced that. But here is the uncomfortable question. Did we raise healthier children, or did some of us overcorrect and raise children who can't handle hearing no, criticism, disappointment, or disagreement? That's the question I got today. Because it seems like to me, whenever I talk to a lot of these young adult children, that's one of the biggest things that I'm hearing and that I'm finding out, right? They can't hear no. They can't. And it's crazy to me, right? Because I think to myself, I'm like, man, that's part of, growing up and understanding that, hey, I'm a full-fledged adult now, and hearing the word no, or hearing that, hey, you know what? Maybe I got to switch this up and do something different. But I've noticed with a lot of these young adults, these adult children that we raise, they cannot hear no criticism, no disappointment, or no disagreement, right? They cannot hear that aspect of it. And it's mind-boggling to me. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me, because I think to myself, like, man, that's what we know. That's what you know. Like, growing up, in these days and today, for us, for our generation, the parent generation, we heard that a ton of times. Like, hey, right now, you're not there. You cannot do that. You got to figure it out. And that's what we did, figured it out. But I think with our children, for some odd reason, a lot of us parents switched it up. We wanted to give them the best on all aspects of life and make sure that they didn't have to struggle, right? So we gave. We no criticism. no disappointment, no disagreement, none of that. We wanted to be like, hey man, you know what? Your opinion matters. But y'all know, like I know, when it came to your parents, your opinion didn't matter. Your parents didn't give a damn. They were the parents and you were the children, right? That's how it was. And I want to ask you guys that question, like, what changed? You know what I'm saying? Did our generation overcorrect with our children? Like, seriously, did we overcorrect with our children? Did we do too much? Because I'm going to be real with y'all, man. This generation seems like they super, super soft. Super, super soft. You know, you can't say anything that they disagree with, they got a problem. If you say go left, they go right, they got a problem. If you say the sky is blue, they going to tell you it's green, they got a problem. What happened? What absolutely happened? And why? You know, and I know a lot of us, you know, we wanted to give our children, you know, a voice. Wanted to make sure that they were heard. But was that the proper thing to do? Because you remember when we were growing up, you didn't have no damn voice. You wasn't heard. Your parents didn't give a damn about what you was talking about. These are the rules. This is what you're going to go by. If your ass didn't like it, figure something out. Y'all remember when we was coming up? Let's talk about it, y'all. Y'all remember when we was coming up? And your mother would say, hey, look here, I cooked these lima beans and this meat right here. You be like, man, I don't eat lima beans. They said to themselves, your ass gonna starve. It wasn't none of that, man. I'm gonna go and make me a PB&J. I'm gonna go make me a ham sandwich. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna switch it up right quick. It wasn't none of that, right? It was basically, hey, you gonna eat this and you gonna like it and you gonna keep it moving. With our children, we did it differently. We said, you know what, little Billy, little Joey, if you don't like that, don't worry about it. You ain't gotta eat it. Mother or daddy will make you something differently. Our parents weren't doing all that. They weren't doing all that. They said, you gonna eat this shit and shut the hell up, and you gonna like it. So what changed? What changed? Why did we change? Did our generation overcorrect with our kids? Did we overcorrect with our children? That's what I want to know tonight. Did we overcorrect with our children? Because sometimes I look back and I'm saying, man, you know, because I was thinking back to our parents, you know, and like I say, they didn't give us a voice. Your ass is going to eat what the hell they cooked. You're going to like that shit and you're going to keep it moving. That was it. But nowadays, what I sense is everybody has an opinion. Everybody says, you know what? Hey, I don't like this. I don't like that. I'm not going to eat this or that. Y'all know damn well when we came up, it wasn't like that. So I wondered myself, like, did we make our children soft? Did we make them soft? Are we to blame for a lot of this no contact situation that's going on? Let's talk about it, y'all. Are we to blame for a lot of this no contact situation going on? Right? So it's crazy to me because I see the younger generation say, you know what? I'm not going to raise my children the way that I was raised. And it's funny to me because we thought the same damn thing. I'm going to be a better version of my parents. I'm going to do better. You know what I mean? I'm going to make sure my children have a voice. I'm going to make sure they're able to do things differently, you know, to switch it up, however they choose to do, you know, whatever they choose to do. And we realize, our generation, that we fucked our kids. Truthfully, we gave them too much power. We really did. We fucked them. We gave them too much power and let them know that, hey, you know what? You know, hey, whatever you choose to do, whatever you want to do, your power matters, your voice matters. When we was growing up, we didn't hear none of that. It was my way or the highway. If you like it or not, I don't give a damn. And I know y'all remember that. That's the way we roll. And so now you see they're full-fledged adults. And they basically say, hey, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, because that's the way I was raised. You guys gave me the voice. You gave me that power. So I asked you guys, like, did our generation overcorrect with our children? That's what I want to ask you guys tonight. Like, did we overcorrect with our children? Y'all let me know what you think, because we weren't going to be as strict as our parents. Y'all remember, man, our parents weren't playing. They wasn't bullshitting. They wasn't doing none of that. Hey, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. I'm not here to play with you. As my mother would tell me, I'm not your little friend. I know y'all heard that before. I'm not your little friend. We're not here to play. It is what it is. And to me, we switched it up. We changed it up. We wanted to be our children's friends. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we made in our parenting journey. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we made in our parenting journey. One, to be our children's friend. We wanted something different than what we had growing up. And a lot of us thought that way because we thought our parents was hardcore. We wanted something different. We wanted to be something different. And now that I look back and I ask myself, like, man, if I could go back, would I change that? Would I change trying to be a friend to my children? Would I change trying to be the cool parent to my children? You know what I mean, y'all? Like, what would I do differently? What would I do differently? And sometimes I look back and I say, man, I think the discipline aspect, the respect aspect, because y'all remember, man, when we were growing up, man, you had the ultimate respect for your parents. You ain't no damn. Listen, man, let's keep it real, y'all. A lot of you guys, 50, 60, 70 years old, you still probably don't cuss in front of your parents. You probably don't curse in front of your parents. You don't swear in front of your parents. You don't do a whole lot of things in front of your parents. I know damn well your children feel super comfortable doing those things in front of you. It ain't no big deal. What changed? What changed? Why did it change? And going back, would you switch anything? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, did our generation overcorrect with our children? And like I say, I think because a lot of us, we were like, man, we wanted to be the opposite of our parents. We wanted to be the opposite of our parents. How can we be different than them? But we didn't realize, man, maybe they had the blueprint. Maybe they knew something that we didn't know. Maybe they knew something that we didn't know. We didn't have an idea of how to parent in the way that they did, because they were hardcore. I mean, you wasn't asking your parents why, or questioning anything. You was just doing whatever the hell they told you to do. You were doing whatever the hell they told you to do, and you was like, man, you know what it is, what it is. Now, me saying that, I'm gonna be real with y'all too. I think that's part of our problem. I think with our parents, we gave them so much respect that we didn't realize some of the issues that we were dealing with when they were raising us. A lot of parents dealt with a lot of trauma from back in the days that they didn't take care of because they just listened to the parents. I mean, think about it, man. Now that we full-fledged adults, we have our own children, we have our own family, we realize some of our parents did a disjustice to us. Some of our parents did a disjustice to us. And that's why we're stuck in a lot of our ways, right? Some of them did. Some of them didn't give a damn how you felt. You was going to do this shit the way that they told you to do and keep it moving. You didn't question shit. You was just like, okay. Because that was your parents, and that was the respect that you had for your parents. So what changed? Because when we raised our children, all of a sudden we felt like, man, we need to be buddy with our children. We needed to be buddy with our children and be friends. And I think, guys, that's what caught us in the situation that we're in now. Y'all know damn well, don't be wrong, it's some of us who went no contact with their parents, but it's not many. What you see right now, that's an epidemic. Children going no contact with their parents is normal nowadays. Nobody gives a damn. Man, you know what? I don't like what my parents said. I don't like what they did. I don't feel this. I don't feel that. I don't give a damn. I'm going no contact. We didn't do that. We did not do that. And why didn't we not do that? Because we respected our parents on a whole nother level. But our parents weren't trying to be our friends. They weren't trying to be our best friends. They didn't give a damn if your ass liked what they said. They didn't care. They didn't give a damn. I don't give a damn what you think. This is the way I feel, and this is the way that's going to be. The respect level was on a whole different level. And you understood that. Hey, these are my parents. These are their rules. I got to abide by the rules. It is what it is. We don't have that anymore. We gave them a voice. We gave them an opinion. So to me, when we gave them those two things, that's what changed the whole dynamics. And now, and I think about it, I'm saying to myself, like, okay, is that right or wrong though? You know what I mean? Like, is that right or wrong? Should our parents have gave us a voice, or should they have gave us an opinion, or should they have just kept it the way that they did? Like, you're gonna respect me as your mother and as your father. You know what I'm saying, y'all? I still question that. And I wonder that, because now what I see children, adult children, who say, you know what? I'm not taking my parents' bullshit. I'm not taking that anymore. I'm not dealing with that bullshit that they telling me. I'm not going for, hey, just because I said so. I'm not dealing with that anymore. Right? They're not dealing with that. They're not dealing with that. And that's why so many parents struggle today with their adult children, because we allowed them to be our friends. We allowed them to have a voice. We allowed them to think that, hey, we're on the same level. That's what we did, guys. I don't give a damn what y'all think, man. That's what we did. We allowed them to be on the same level, allowed them to have an opinion. And to me, that's what caused what we're in right now. That's the way I look at it. I think if we would have kept the old school way of thinking, to where, hey, your kids are just that, kids. You are the parent. You know what's best. They're gonna follow your lead. All this type of situation, and I think that would have switched things up. But the way that we did, we said, you know what? I'm not gonna be like how mama and daddy was. I want you to have an opinion. I want you to have a voice. I want to listen to you when you're going through the struggles of life and understand it. I think that's the reason that we're in the situation that we're in. Because like I say, there's not a lot of us, Gen X, Gen Z, Gen whatever the hell it may be, that's in a situation where they're like, they went no contact with their parents. Y'all let me know though. I mean, am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong, man? Y'all let me know. That's just the way I feel about it, man. But like I say, to me, I look back at our lives and I say to myself, what would have been different? What could have been different? What could have been different on that aspect? Like, did we make a mistake? Not necessarily make a mistake. Hold on right quick. Not make a mistake, but, it makes me question the way we raised our children. Because we gave them a voice. We gave them an opinion. Your parents didn't give you shit. They didn't give you shit. They said to themselves, damn it, this the way I believe. This the way you gonna roll. This how we gonna roll. You gonna shut the hell up and like it. I know y'all remember that shit, man. I know y'all remember that, man. They didn't give you no opinion, no nothing. This is the way we roll. This is the way we doing. And you either liked it or you didn't. But they didn't give a damn. They did not give a damn how you felt about anything. So what changed, guys? What changed? What happened to where we got to the point to where we said all of a sudden, hey, you know what? We're going to switch it up. We're going to switch it up. We're going to do something different. We're going to do something different. I don't know how this is going to work, but damn, we're going to switch it up. We're going to switch it up, right? And so that's what we did, man. We switched it up, and now we caught into this no contact situation. We in this situation where, children feel like they're on the same level as parents. And I just wonder why. Like, what happened? Was it all because of us parents who said to ourselves, like, you know what? I want to make sure that my children have a voice, have an opinion, and going back, would you switch up anything? Would you switch it up and say, you know what? I don't want to live a life like that to where my you want your children to have an opinion, right? But I think we gave them too much autonomy. We gave them too much of that. So, and like I told y'all, we weren't going to be strict like our parents. We were going to listen. We were going to explain ourselves. Marie says we did practice the gentle. Yeah, we did. We practiced the gentle parenting, Marie. 100%. Marie, do you think that's what got us in the situation that we're in right now? The gentle parenting? Do you think that's what got us in the situation we're in right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think, because I talk to parents all the time and they say, man, because look, Marie, let's be honest with you. We had the hardcore parents. You know what I'm saying, Marie? They was hardcore. They wasn't playing, they wasn't no gentle, no nothing. They told you to do something, they wasn't telling you twice. Your ass was going to do it. You was going to do it. And so we practiced the gentle parenting. We practiced that, hey, everybody has a voice. Everybody has an opinion. We're going to listen to you and we're going to figure it out. So I just question, man. And I wonder, if we didn't practice that, Marie, like you said, would things have changed? You know what I'm saying? Would things be different right now? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, Marie, like, I'm going to ask you, so anybody on here this live right now, I want to ask you guys something. With you guys, when you're looking back, are you no contact with your parents, or would you go no contact with your parents? Or do you think that the way that they raised us, we got to the point that, like, man, we wouldn't go no contact with our parents because we respected them so much. I think before we had religion and now we don't so much. Oh. I can see that too, Marie. I can see that. And look, Marie, you remember back in the days when your mother and your father would say, "Hey, man, you going to church on Sunday?" It wasn't no, "Hey, man, I don't know if I feel like it." You ain't got no choice. You going to church on Sunday? Y'all remember that, man? You had no choice. I grew up in Texas. Where in Texas, look here, you had no choice. You going to church on Sunday? There's no other. Hey, look, I don't give a damn what you talking about. I don't get, but see, for us, we gave them an option. You want to go Sunday? Oh, if you don't worry about it, baby. It's okay. We gave them options. And I wondered myself, I wonder why we was like that, though. I really wonder why we was like that. Why do we get to this point in time in life to where we was just like, you know what? If you want to go, you go. If you don't, you don't. I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? Really, like, what happened? Like, what happened to us? I mean, I know damn well we didn't get that soft, but that's how it is, though. I mean, because when we were growing up, you were going to church on Sunday. You were going to church on Sunday. I didn't give a damn what nobody else said. You were going to church on Sunday, and it was no big deal. Everybody, coming up, that's the way that's the way a lot of parents thought. But now, when we raised our children, I don't know if it's Marie, and I think about it, I was like, I don't know if it's because we wanted to be different, or we thought that was hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Like, was that hardcore in our mind? Was that something like, you know what, we're gonna go against the grain? That's why when I laugh when I see a lot of adult children, Marie, they say this right here. They say, well, I'm not gonna raise my children the way my parents raised me. I'm like, that's what we thought. Free choice happened, Marie. But think about it though. I'm like, that's what we thought. We said to ourselves, we're not going to raise our children the way our parents raised us. Marie, how did that turn out for us? How did that turn out for us, guys? You know what I'm saying? What did that do? We got a bunch of entitled, spoiled children who don't know the word of no, who can't hear the word of no. Because we're going to be a better version of our parents. Think about it, y'all. We were gonna be a better version of our parents. That's why I laugh when I see that. When they hit me with this, so, well, you know what? I do it differently. I'm not gonna do what my parents did to me. I'm gonna do it differently. And I said to myself, we said the exact same thing. We gonna switch it up. We not gonna be how our parents were. And look at the situation we in. We're in a worse situation than our parents were. We're in a situation now where our kids don't respect us at all. They don't respect us at all. They cannot take the word no, or I'm not doing that anymore at all. They feel like they right, their version is right, the way that they think is right, and they not trying to listen to no one. You know what I mean? Your opinion doesn't matter to them. And a lot of parents struggle with that right now. A lot of parents struggle with that aspect. And parents, I tell parents this every day. You have to realize who you're dealing with. Marisa, I think we are a better version. The difference is that we were afraid of our parents. Whoa! Come on, Marie. Come on, Marie. Marie, that right there to me is what a lot of people don't want to talk about. We were afraid of our parents. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, Marie. We were afraid of our parents. Damn it, you were scared. Well, you look when Mama and Daddy came in there and they flexed them shoulders a little bit. You was like, wait a minute, Marie. The version of our children will try you. We wouldn't dare try our parents. We wouldn't dare try our parents, Marie. We'd be like, you know what? You right, I'm wrong. Let me shut up and go on to my room, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And that was the end of the conversation. Just a Marie, just a look had you shook. Just a look had you shook. You know what I mean? You was like, oh no, I'm good. But Marie, think about something. I guarantee you, some of the things that your children have said to you, you wouldn't dare say those same things to your parents. You wouldn't dare say any of that to your parents, right? We would look, like you say, the look alone, you was scared. You was like, oh no. So it like you said, I think that is a big difference. We were, but Marie, all right, I'm gonna ask you this then. You said we were afraid of our parents, but looking back, do you think that's how we should have been? You know what I mean? Like, do you think we should have been on that level of like, do you think the being scared of our parents, do you think that was more on the lines of the discipline that they instilled in us? Or do you think that was just straight fear? You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder that sometimes. Like, I wonder if that's how it should have been. Because you're 100% right. We were scared of our parents. My mama told me to be home at midnight. Damn it, I was home at midnight. It wasn't no questioning. There wasn't no asking anything. I was home at midnight. You know what I mean? I was home like, hey, I'm here already. And I wonder that because, like you said, a lot of that was fear. A lot of that was fear. You didn't know which version of your parent that you was going to get. You know what I mean? You didn't know which version of your parent you were going to get, man. And I wonder, Maria, too, it's like, now that I think about it, I wonder if that's why we were so lenient with our children. We didn't want them to be scared of us. You know what I mean, Maria? Like, we didn't want them to be scared of us. We didn't want that version of our parents. We didn't like that. We didn't like that aspect of like, you know what? I want to be, not necessarily be my child's friend, but I want them to feel like they can talk to me about anything. They did what they know. Today we know better, but look at the 100%. Hey, like Marie said, they did what they know. Today we know better, but look at the result. That's what I'm saying, Marie. So like, for me, you know what I'm saying? I say to myself, like you said, they did what they know. Today we know better, but look at the result. So what changed? We supposedly know better. We supposed to be a better version of our parents, but look at the results. Look at the result, guys. We supposed to be a better version of our parents, but look at the results. By the results, you wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think so. By the results, you would think you would say to yourself, say, you know what? Maybe our parents got this right and we got it wrong. Maybe they knew, hey, you know what, Marie? You can't be friends with your children. You cannot be friends with your children. There has to be some type of discipline in your household. There has to be some type of respect in your household. They knew something that we didn't know, or that we thought we knew, but we really didn't know because we wanted to be a different version. And the different version that we were, is what caused the situation that we're in. Think about it, y'all. The different version that we wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, without being like our parents, it caused us to be in a situation that we're in. It caused that. A lot of parents don't want to sit around and say that, and they be like, no, these children just different. No. We gave them the leeway, the voice, the opinion to feel like they could do the things that they do now with no repercussions. None. And like I always tell you guys, I'm not talking about parents who, were horrible parents, abused their children and things of that nature. I'm talking about parents who did any and every damn thing they could for their children, and their children decided to go no contact because of something small that they thought that their parents were wrong at, or a disagreement or something of that nature. Those are the parents I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? Those are the parents I'm talking to. Those are the ones I care about. If you're a trash ass parent, I don't know, it is what it is. You're a trash ass parent. It don't matter to me. I'm concerned about the parents who I feel like that's like me, who went above and beyond, did everything that they could. In a disagreement, something happened in the situation where they said, no, I'm not doing that no more. And the adult child decided to go no contact all of a sudden. And that's why I tell you all the time, I can't stand when they say, children do not leave good parents. Because I say bullshit. I say it all the time, man, because that right there irks the hell out of me. We dealing with a different generation. This generation don't give a damn what type of parent you are. You know what I mean? Marie said, I think part of the problem is that a lot of grown kids are looking for validation on social media with every emotional discomfort. Come on, Maria. Come on. Hey, Maria, hold on right quick. I'm going to tell you something, too. I heard this the other day. Somebody got mad at me on one of the social media platforms. And he basically said that I was, gearing my content towards abusers. And I want to make sure something's clear. Like I say, if you're a trash parent, you're a trash parent. Anybody who abused any children, I don't blame you for going no contact. I agree with you. But he said something that stood out to me. He said, you guys gave us what we needed. You didn't do anything as far as the mental aspect, abusing us mentally. But he said emotionally, you abused us emotionally because you weren't there. And Marie, I thought to myself, how in the hell were parents supposed to know what you were going through emotionally if you did not express this? You telling me you had an emotional situation that you were going through, your parents sitting up there working, trying to figure out their marriage, trying to get by with life, and you want them to read your damn mind emotionally and figure out what you got going on. Can y'all imagine if we said that shit to our parents? You weren't there for us emotionally. Y'all know damn well, like I do, our parents did, well, emotionally, what the hell does that even mean? You know what I'm saying, Marie? Like, what does that mean? Emotionally. Come on now. You know what I mean? I mean, how is a parent? That's why I say it pisses me off sometimes when I think about it. When you think about parents. To me, the parents in this generation raising our children, we're in a situation where you're in a no-win situation. You done a phenomenal job. Oh, let me say this. You tried to do the best that you could. You tried to be the best you could. You tried to be the best parent. Spoke highly of children. Was trying to be there for them. Provided for them. Things of that nature. And then they hit you with this. Well, Marie, you weren't there for me emotionally. You weren't there when I was going through my mental breakdown and you weren't aware of it, and I was just going through it by my damn self and no one knew. How am I supposed to be there for you on that aspect of life? Yeah, like Marie said, very difficult to navigate every aspect. 100%. You can't do it, Marie. You cannot do it. I don't give a damn what they tell you. Listen, man, if you can't regulate yourself emotionally on your own, you in trouble. Because can't nobody look at you and say, man, how are you today? Damn it. How are you today? I'm trying to pay the light bill, trying to pay the gas bill, trying to keep everybody going in the household. How are you doing emotionally today? We not therapists. We parents. But these are the things that they say. These are the things that they say that validate the way that they feel. And a lot of it, man, I say it all the time. I think a lot of them are so upset with some of the decisions that they've made as adults and some of the things that we've told them. We told them, hey, look here, man. If you continue to go down the road that you're going down right now, you're going to be a bum. You're going to be put the fries in the bag, bro. And a lot of them didn't want to hear it. And they didn't want to hear it. And so now they're at that point in time in their life, they're like, well, damn, I got to blame somebody for my failures. I got to blame somebody for me not being where I'm supposed to be at in life. So you know who that's going to be, Marie? I'm going to blame you. You're an easy target. I can blame you. You're going to feel bad about the situation because mentally you're not on that level to think about it thoroughly. You're going to be like, well, you know what? He may be right or she may be right. Nah, bullshit. But that's how they think. They got to find blame in somebody. Instead of looking at themselves in the mirror and say to themselves, that's on me. Where I'm at currently in my life, that's on me. I can't blame my parents for the shortcomings where I'm at as a full-fledged adult. I can't blame them. I can't do these things. I can't say to myself like, you know what? Man, the reason I'm struggling, the reason life is hard because of some of the decisions that I made, but I can blame my mom and my daddy. I can say, you know what? They're the reason why I'm at where I'm at today. And I think a lot of them struggle with that. Marie, like I know. You tell your children, you got daughters, I know you do. I haven't talked to you before. You tell them, hey, man, you know what? If you continue to deal with that trash ass young man that you're dealing with, life's going to be hard. How do you know that, Marie? How do you know that? You know how you know that? You've dealt with it. You've been through that situation. We've been there, right? But no one wants to listen to us. Marie said they have too much free time, so they looking for 100%. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to listen to us. They don't want to listen to the wisdom that we have. And that's why I tell a lot of strange children to listen, man. Your parents want the best for you. They want you to be the best version of yourself. So understand that. Never get into a situation where you think your parents want you to lose. They're miserable people. They're like, you know what? I want you to be on the same level as me. We want you guys to strive for greatness. We want you to. We want you to. We want you to be the best version of yourself. Like y'all want y'all to think about something too. For us, we want you to be the best version of yourself. And for us as parents, and I can't speak for everybody, but I don't speak for myself. When you get to that point to where a parent sees their child successful, whatever that may look like, we feel like we won at life. When we see you going through the struggle, trying to figure out life, and we're here trying to give you some advice, trying to help you, that hurts us on another level. That hurts us on another level. And for parents, y'all got to realize, man, to see you guys struggle is like seeing us lose at life. To see us lose, especially when we know what we put into you. Like I said, when you're a trash parent, you know you trash. You know you weren't there. We want them to thrive. Like Marie said, we want them to be the best version. We want you to win. Damn it. We want you to. We want you to be the best version. We want you to win. We know what's in you. So you think we going to try to sabotage you any kind of way? No. We want you to win at life. How can I win at life? That's what we want you to do. Come to us for advice. We here for you. We love you unconditionally. You are our flesh and blood. Think about it, man. We love you unconditionally. Ain't nobody loving you like your mama and your daddy. We love you. We love you. We understand. And we want you guys to understand something, man. We are imperfect people. Stop looking at your parents as being perfect. We are imperfect people. We want you to understand that, man. We are imperfect. We're cool with that. Oh, and Marie, you're right. But Marie says, I don't know why they so weak. I think a lot of that comes back to the way that we raised them, Marie. Everybody get a ribbon. Everybody get a trophy, Marie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get a ribbon. Everybody get a trophy. But Marie, but this is what I tell parents. I tell them all the time. Our generation, we built different. That's why I tell you guys all the time, man. We can go through what we dealing with right now with no contact, and we can survive because we built different. We built different. our back against the wall. We gonna fight, damn it. We gonna fight. You don't know you've been in a damn fight. Think about something, y'all. We don't give up. We not gonna give up. You not gonna tell us we can't do something. We gonna show you. Soon as life gets hard on them, what they do? They quit. They quit. Because you know why? You know why they quit? We've been telling them their whole life, it's okay. We'll figure it out for you. And so now they full-fledged adults and they quit. They quit, y'all. And we wonder why. And I agree with Marie. They so damn weak. And it hurts us because we have resilience. 100%. Think about something, man. I've seen parents, go through life, death, divorce, all types of situations in our generation. They don't afford 100%. And we keep fighting, Marie. We keep fighting. We not going to give up. That's why I tell parents, I know. But listen, hold on, I'm going to say something, Marie. Everything, what you just said, we resilient. We have resilience. But when you're dealing with your child and your child don't want to have a relationship with you, that takes you to another level. We never felt the pain that we feel when our children do not want to have a relationship with us. We've been through it all. We've been so resilient, back against the wall, all of that. But when your child don't want to have a relationship with you, why does that hurt you so bad? It just does something to you emotionally. I know what I'm saying? It does something to you emotionally. And that's why so many parents struggle. I see some of the toughest parents, Marie, tell me they can't go on with life without having their children in their life. They can't go on. They can't figure this out. You know what I'm saying? They cannot. And I go back and I think, I think to myself, I said, man, I wonder if that's because, the love that you have for your children, it's worth that 100%. The love that you have for your children, Marie, is it's a different type of love. And I think a lot of parents, man, when I look at it and I say to myself, I think a lot of parents, they put their children at the top of the pedestal. That was their whole heart. I've talked to parents who they put their children before their spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like Marie said, it's worse than death. Grieving someone who is still alive that you gave birth to is a pain like no other. It's a pain like no other. And what really upsets me, Marie, is, to be honest with you, is how they don't seem to give a damn. That bothers me. That really does bother me. Like, I can't speak for anybody else on this live tonight, but I'm going to speak for myself. I never wanted my parents to hurt or feel a certain type of way, about if they felt a certain type of way and they think that they thought that I didn't love them. I wanted them to know that I appreciate them, the good, the bad, whatever it looks like. And I tell any adult children on this live, and I want to say this, man. I want you guys to reach out to your parents and get a chance to understand their story. Understand your parent's story and the version of your parent, not as a parent, but as a person. Because a lot of us parents are dealing with trauma that we've never dealt with in our life. From the way that we were raised and things of that nature. So when you may look at your mother and you say to yourself, well, man, she's always angry. Why is your mama always angry? What did she go through? You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that too, Marie. But the wheel turns. One day it could happen to them. But you know what they're going to say, Maria? Not me. I'm going to be a better version of you. I'm going to be a better version of you. I'm not going to be you. I'm going to do better. I'm not going to be you, Marie. I'm going to do better than you. You know what I mean? That's what throws me off, because we thought the same thing. We thought when we were raising our children, I'm not going to be like my mother and my father. My mother and my father did a great job raising me. They did a great job of raising me, but the discipline and the respect was different. It was different. My mother or my father didn't. They were no disrespect. You were in a child's place. And I still have respect for both of my parents. You know what I'm saying? So I say to myself, you know what? I'm not able to go to my parents and have these hardcore conversations that I want to. I want to allow my children to do that. And what did we create? What did we create? We allowed our children to come to us, have these conversations, talk about it. But what did we create? We created entitled, spoiled children. And now the world is looking at them. The world is facing them. And they're saying to themselves, I've never been told no in my life. No one has ever checked me for anything. I've always been told I'm right. I'm right. And my parents going to figure it out. So now I look at my life and say, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change. Whereas we realized and understood these are our parents. You have to respect your parents. You should respect your parents, right? We were brought up that way. That's the difference. They don't have any respect for us. They look at us as their little friend. No one wants to admit it, but I'm here to tell you tonight, they look at us as their little friend. You're a friend to me. You are a friend to me. I don't give a damn what you say. I don't give a damn if you're in my life. You're a friend to me. You know, Matt. Who are you? Who are you to tell me if I'm right or wrong? You ain't nobody to me. You're not. And then you got social media telling them, you know what? Hey, protect your peace. Oh, Maria, hey, look. I heard somebody say that to me the other day. Imagine they're the next leaders. Well, Lord Jesus. We in a rough place, Marie. Y'all, we in a rough place. If those are our next leaders, we're in a rough place, y'all. If those are our next leaders, we in a rough place, man. Can y'all imagine them being our leaders? Them being the ones who saying, you know what? This is what we're going to do in the world going forward. You sensitive, scary, no backbone having, mad at the world for any wrongdoings that you got going on right now. And you telling me you going to lead our world? You going to lead us to the promised land? Ooh, we in trouble. We in trouble. But you know what, Maria, what they say to us, we're a generation that's out of touch with reality. We're out of touch with our feelings. We don't know no better. We don't know no better. And I feel for the parents who actually allow their adult children to tell them, like, you know, how out of touch that they are and they believe it. Because I don't believe none of it. I don't believe none of it. I believe in myself, our generation, and the generation before us are strong-willed people. We're going to go out here. We're going to fight. We're going to do the best. We're going to respect people. We're not going to always see eye to eye, but we're going to respect people. And I think this generation that we're dealing with now, our children generation, they are so mentally weak. So mentally weak. It's scary. It is so scary. It's so scary. And I don't know if we gave them like these new therapy words that they use that a lot of parents don't even know what the hell that they mean. But they use the hell out of them. But they mentally weak, y'all. They are so mentally weak. And we have to understand who we dealing with now and deal with them accordingly. It feels like the end of family. It does. 100%, Marie. No, it does. Marie, it feels like the end of families. And I'm going to tell you something too, Marie, and I say this to a lot of parents, man. Don't get caught up. I want to say this to the parents on the line tonight. Don't get caught up in waiting on your adult child to come back around. Man, damn it, keep living your life. And I know that's hard because the love that you have for that child is it's unreal, right? We love our children, unconditional. But don't get caught up in waiting for your child to come back in your life. You waiting on a person who has changed. You keep saying to yourself, I just want our relationship to go back to what it once was. I'm here to tell you tonight, that relationship will never be the same. Never. Because the person that you once loved the way that you used to is no longer here. That person has changed. That person has confirmed to the world. This person has changed, man. That's not the same person. When I see parents say this, I say, Aaron, my relationship was so good. It was so good. You thinking about the version of when your child was a child. This version that you think you're missing is no longer there. The person you dealing with now is a full-fledged adult. The world has changed this person's views. This is not the same person. All you want to be able to do is have a cordial relationship with your adult child. That's it. If you can have a cordial relationship with your adult child, you should be happy. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't accept she has her own path. I has one path. But you know what I'm saying, Marie? Like, you got to look at it, man, because a lot of parents, we swear up and down, we want that old relationship back. Well, her relationship was so good. She was so sweet. A good child. This and that. That person gone, y'all. That person is gone. What you waiting on? That person is not walking through those doors anymore. That person is gone. So the way that you need to operate moving forward is about you. Choose you. Love yourself more. And I hate saying that, but that's real, man. Parents hate when I say that. You need to love yourself more. You've done your job. Your job was to get that person, this person, your child, to a certain age in life and say, you know what, I've done my job. If they feel a certain way about me now, I can't control that. Because their version of their upbringing is different than yours. I'm not finna sit here and argue with you. You mad about something that I can't control. You 30, 35, 40, 25 years old, whatever it may look like. You're a grown-ass adult and mad about your upbringing. I can't control any of that anymore because you have a different aspect of your upbringing. I don't remember that the way that you do. Right or wrong. I don't remember that. You remember something different. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to stop my life and say, you know what? Let me sit here and suffer because of what you remember. What you remember. I didn't already apologize to you. I probably apologize to you for shit that I don't even remember because I'm trying to make our relationship better. But I'm just a parent, and I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna fall on my sword and say, you know what? That's on me. I apologize for that. But if that's not good enough for you, I'm good. I want you to understand. You have to go on with your life. You sitting around here suffering for somebody that don't give a damn about you. Because if they did, they wouldn't treat you the way that they do. A child treating a parent the way that they do to cause the parent to not want to live anymore. I want you to think about that. If this person loves you the way that you think they do, right? The way that they used to, you feeling like you no longer want to live no more. Now listen, we ain't got to be buddy. We ain't got to be friend. But we could be cordial. And to me, for them to say no, basically what they saying is fuck you. I don't want you in my life. I don't want shit to do with you. And you ready to end all of that because of this person that you gave it all to. You tried to be a great parent. No one's perfect. And one day, when they look back at their lives and with their children, it's going to hit them. It's going to hit them. They're going to say, man, this is not as easy as I thought. This is not easy as I thought. There's no book on parenting. You did your best. Adult children, I'm going to say this tonight, man. Learn your parents' story. Give them some grace if possible. Learn their story. Look back. See why they move the way they move. See why they act the way that they act. Give them some grace. Because we love you. We love you unconditional. But we tired. We are tired. Parents are tired right now, man. We're tired. And it's frustrating. Everybody's beating us down, questioning how we raised our children, questioning why our children don't want to have anything to do with us. Parents are tired. We're in a no-win situation. No-win situation. A lot of us has put our children ahead of relationships or our spouse. So now we just caught in a whirlwind. We caught in a whirlwind, y'all, trying to figure out life, and we stuck. So we start questioning. Man, what am I doing? Why am I still here? No one seems to love me. No one seems to care. The person who I love the most has now turned on me. What do I do? And I'm here to tell you tonight, man, we got to keep going. We have to keep going. Being a parent, I know people say, well, you're a parent for the rest of your life. I will do one. I don't know when, but I am going to do one, Marie. But listen, I'm going to say something real quick. I'm going to let y'all go. Being a parent and understand that it's one of the hardest. Being a parent is one of the hardest jobs in the world. And if you feel like you've done the best job that you can, you gave it your all, man, be thankful and say to yourself, I did my job. You weren't perfect. No one is supposed to be perfect. We're all here trying to figure out this thing. Adult children, man, give your parents some grace. Figure out and learn the story. It's more to it than what you realize. There's more to it. Your parents they feel a certain way, they think a certain way. Find out their story. Understand their story. And you're an adult now. Shit, you understand, man. We got a lot we're dealing with. It's a lot, man. But parents, I'm here tonight, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Marie, thank you for coming on the chat tonight, man. I appreciate you so much. You don't understand that. But I appreciate it, man. I love y'all, man. Make sure y'all come back for the next live again. Thank you. And, man, enjoy yourself, parents. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night.